Hello again, I am Blunty. Thoughts, feelings and opinions all change, and how we express those things can also change over time. It's called personal growth. Some of you ought to try it out. Sometimes it's interesting to revisit old thoughts and see how much we've changed. Today, Fallout 4 turns 9 years old, if you can believe that, and I wanted to revisit my initial thoughts on the game, not just because this year saw a large revival in interest of the series as a whole, through the surprisingly good TV show which massively spiked players in both Fallout 4 and 76 and introduced a whole bunch of new people to it, but also because Fallout 4 marked my own return to PC gaming proper after about a decade away spent mostly as a console-only gamer. But just over 9 years ago, I built my first custom gaming PC in quite some time, and Fallout 4 was one of the first new release games that I indulged in big time, played to completion, and the first PC game I gave a review treatment to alongside of that. I don't think I was especially proud of the review, it seems, considering I called it a crappy review in the thumbnail and the headline, but let's see how it holds up, both as content that I've made, can I still be proud of it, and my opinion within it. Does it still hold up? Do I still agree with myself, since I've played so many more hours of it over the last 9 years, including a very recent complete playthrough. Hello again, I am Blunty, this is Fallout 4, and this video is not a review. Well, it's kind of a review, but not a comprehensive review. But many of you folks keep asking me what I think of it, so here. Long story short, for a brand new AAA game, it's kind of old and busted, but somehow, through all its many flaws and annoyances, it manages to be fun and enjoyable enough to have me hooked. Firstly, it's kind of pretty. I mean, it's not, oh my god, next gen amazeballs pretty. I'm just trying to think when the last time I said amazeballs was. I missed that word. We should bring it back. Because frankly, the engine pushing the pixels about is pretty old and quite creaky, and Bethesda really need to overhaul it in a big way. Or maybe just start from scratch or something. 9 years ago, I was begging for them to give up Creation Engine, and lo and behold, what did we get about a year ago? Yet another game in the Creation Engine that really suffered for it. Bethesda, you'll never learn. Because the game engine kind of feels at odds with what the game is trying to be. It feels like the game engine's jankiness is holding it back somehow, because there's all kinds of sloppy bugs and glitches and just really silly crap that keeps just flat out breaking any chance of really feeling decent immersion in the big wide world that Fallout 4 keeps trying to present to you. It's like every 5 minutes something really stupid or goofy or glitchy happens and you go, oh, okay, yeah, okay, right, there goes all the immersion out the window, flushed down the toilet. Yeah, that's still the Fallout 4 experience, even all these years later, with countless patches and even, fan-made mod packs that fix much more of it. It's still, it's still full of that stuff. And the game starts really slowly, and I mean even by RPG standards it's slow. For the first 8 hours or so I wasn't quite ready to give up on it, but I did come close many times, as it really didn't feel like I was actually accomplishing anything at all. Sorry, just having a bit of a giggle at the gormless Kellogg there. His eyes just glancing around frozen in time. I don't know whether I still agree with that. I think I've adjusted slightly, because back in these days I didn't play a lot of rather deep RPGs. I played RPGs, but they tended to be sort of rather a little bit more lighter, and I was much more into sort of more highly paced action games than anything else really. I've played a lot more RPGs in this style that are designed to be soaked into slowly and gently over time, so you could really sort of soak in. I think these days, I don't really consider the opening of Fallout 4 that slow. I mean, if you follow the main quest line through and you do that Kellogg thing, that definitely feels slow. But yeah, the rest of it, I think it's beneficial to the game these days, really, to sort of soak into the world a bit. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if new players, who's out there watching this video right now who came into Fallout 4 after, you know, the TV show or something and played Fallout 4 for the first time. Did it feel slow to you?
But I stuck with it. Something I almost never do, by the way. My time isn't valueless, and if a game, a thing made to be entertainment, isn't doing a really good job of entertaining me after at most 2 hours, I usually just move on to something else more immediately rewarding.
That is still true somewhat, although I give a game more than a couple of hours these days. Probably 5 or 6 hours at least to sort of give me a hint that it's going to be fun. I think I've got more patient since I made this review, or just gotten used to the pacing of certain types of games, I suppose. But yeah, I think overall I'm more willing to give a game more time these days.
But Fallout 4 has become kind of the exception to my general rule on that. I'm now 19 hours in, I've unlocked just 18% of the game, and I am pretty glad I stuck with it through the very, very achingly slow starting few hours.
In fact, I think this is where that change started for me. That increase in the amount of patience, an increase in the amount of time I was willing to give a game. Because for whatever reason, I stuck with Fallout 4. I must have sensed something there for it, even though I was clearly impatient about it. But I stuck with it and was rewarded for it. And I think after this game, I started to give other games a lot more time and patience to show me what they got, basically. So, yeah, thank you, Fallout 4, for that, I suppose.
But even now I'm deep within the main story mode and doing a bunch of side quests and stuff, it still feels quite slow and ploddy fairly regularly. But I am having fun, and I keep going back to it, so there must be something there. The animations are janky, the NPCs are beyond retarded.
Oh, there's a word I try not to use anymore. Yeah, us Gen Xers, we used to use that word a lot. I really do honestly try not to use it these days. I flinched a bit when I heard myself say it there. I'm not going to censor it because I said what I said and I've got to own it. But yeah, that's one of those words I've tried to remove from my vocabulary. Sorry about that.
And they keep getting in the way. And I mean, they keep getting in the way all of the time. Their pathfinding sucks, horsewang. If they try and go through a door before you do, good luck trying to get out of that room within 5 minutes. My current partner, Piper, keeps randomly opening fire on anything that moves, even the harmless animals, while we're having a quiet walk through the wilderness, which is a bit psychotic of her, really, and it really quite annoys me.
Yeah, still agree with that. Last time I played, I actually installed a mod to change the behavior of NPCs so they wouldn't block doorways, because it's still a problem that infuriates me.
The audio is a mess. I mean, things sound good. But characters constantly talk over each other. Even in important story dialogue parts, you've got tertiary NPCs waffling away. And if you have the Pip-Boy picking up a radio signal, forget about hearing anybody over it, as the game isn't smart enough to even duck the volume of the radio so you can actually hear what people are trying to say to you.
Still a problem in Fallout 4, they never fixed that. Still a problem in 76, still a problem in Starfield, still a problem in Creation Engine games. All of them. Stop NPCs talking over each other, especially when it's core dialogue from main dialogue interactions, for Christ's sake.
At one point there was a voice on the radio waffling away. I had 3 NPCs all talking at once, and I was in the middle of a dialogue tree vital to the main story mission. It was infuriating. And like 20% of the time, the lip sync isn't even close to matching what's actually being said. In fact, sometimes the characters don't even move their mouths at all.
And you can ask around, that is a rare occurrence.
That was all I had.
Okay.
I'm starting to suspect ventriloquism is a common side effect of radiation poisoning or something.
Hey.
And don't even get me started on the nightmare of inventory management. Oh, what a humongous pain in the ass that crap is.
I've gotten slightly more patient with the inventory management in this style of game sense, but I do remember about halfway through my first playthrough with this game, I finally had enough, and I used a console command to quintuple my inventory storage space, so I never had to worry about it ever again, and then I just collected all of the things all of the time. Did not do that with my most recent playthrough, because I've learned a bit more patience and control about that. But yeah, I do remember being just crazy annoyed by always lugging around pockets full of stuff and being slow and all that kind of crap.
But the quests, although simple and generic RPG kind of stuff, are fun, not too short, and not so long they feel like they drag and plod. Many of the characters are fun, or interesting, or both. The weapons are cool, they're fun. The crafting system is tolerable, and in general I'm having fun just wandering around, exploring, looting, murdering, and even though the cinematic camera completely burks out half the time, I am managing to have fun with the VATS slow-mo kill shots stuff. I do love me a headshot so awesome it literally explodes skulls. Or simply pops their head right off.
Still love me those cinematic slow-mo kill shots. They're just awesome. It's one of the big things I missed when we moved to Fallout 76, because obviously as a shared world online game you can't slow down time for each individual player every time they shoot something, but yeah, I miss it. Ragdolls are still good though.
I've also just been making little video captures of the goofy glitches, like the time there was a feral ghoul stuck in some stair geometry and I punched him so hard he literally stopped existing. Or this derp from Vault 81 who was trying to tighten a non-existent bolt in a featureless concrete wall with an invisible tool while his hand was melted into the wall.
I remember this so specifically. I remember this. I think I've got like 10 minutes worth of recording of this guy just doing nothing but this. I sat there for so long waiting for the animation to adjust or change, or for him to pop out of the wall or to walk away and do something else. But no, he just sat there doing that for so long, and I watched him for ages.
I sat and watched this guy for like 5 minutes. Not even joking, just watching him, listening to this creak, creak, creak.
It was more than 5 minutes. I think I might have been embarrassed to admit how long I watched him for.
Yeah?
And then there was that time Piper revealed to me, she's a goddamn Terminator!
Always on good behavior, aren't you?
Also, the photography nerd in me likes to play in this game too. I call this one, Brenda Regrets Ordering Jägermeister. I call this one, This Isn't What It Looks Like, which is also the title of this one. And this one. This one is called, This Is Exactly What It Looks Like.
I don't think I'd ever played any other RPG game where when you loot a corpse and you take their clothes, they literally disappear from the in-game model as well. This might have been the first game I ever played where that happened, and I was constantly distracted by it, as you can see.
This one is called 3 AM in King's Cross. That one's for my Sydney peeps. And this one, in extraordinarily bad taste, and I do feel slightly ashamed about it, but it's called Heavy Flow Day.
Oh. Oh, that was a cringy joke, old Blunty. Cringy joke. Nope, not proud of that one.
But yeah, I'm having fun. I've got 2 weeks before Just Cause 3 is out, which I'm really looking forward to, so I'm going to suck as much fun from this as I can before then.
Man, Just Cause 3, I forgot that they released so close together. I wonder what I'm going to say about it, actually. Yeah, I do remember really looking forward to Just Cause 3, though, because the marketing leading up to it made it look so fun.
But yeah, that's as close to a review of this game as I'll be doing. So for those who kept asking me, now you can hush. It is a decent game, I am enjoying it, I don't have any buyer's remorse, but I would bet I'll be enjoying Just Cause 3 more. That game, it's just a little more up my alley.
At the time, it certainly was. Probably still is today, if given the choice between doing a replay of Fallout 4 and doing a replay of Just Cause 3? I don't know. I might have to flip a coin there. Very different games for a very different mood. But I do remember I did rather enjoy Just Cause 3. Pity about Just Cause 4. But yeah, I think overall I would rate, like if you ask me today, I would rate Fallout 4 better than a pretty decent game. It's pretty damn good, actually. For all its faults, and it has many, many, many faults, it is absolutely one of those games that I think a lot of gamers just need to play. Sooner or later, you need to play it.
But for now, I'm going to go boot up Fallout 4 again.
Because it's time to return to crime fighting. There is evil that must be punished.
Oh wait, I'm about to do the thing anyway. I spent a tremendous amount of time after unlocking the Silver Shroud quest line in the Silver Shroud costume, just because it was so amusing. And it does change bits and pieces of dialogue here and there outside of the main quest as well, and I found that very fun as a comic book nerd.
Time to fight crime!
Your crimes have gone unpunished for too long.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Solid ending. Overall, I mean, aside from the cringy joke and some language that I wouldn't use today, I don't know, not a bad review, I guess. Although I understand why I didn't really call it a proper review, because it really wasn't. More of an opinion piece, really, than a proper review. But yeah, I stand by most of what I said about it. I think I like the game more now than I did when I made this video. But yeah, anyway, let me know down below how you're feeling about Fallout these days. Thanks for watching. I'm Bloody. We'll catch you next time. Thank you as always to the patrons.